Well, the ASCEND trial was a 2x2 factorial randomized trial which included 15,500 people with diabetes who didn't have any evidence of vascular disease at baseline. And what we tested was whether or not those participants should be treated with aspirin. So it was aspirin versus placebo. And as well, we randomized people to a fish oil, an omega-3 fish oil capsule, or placebo. So just looking at the aspirin trial first, we, as expected, saw a reduction in the risk of vascular events that were, so that was a composite of non-fatal MI, non-fatal presumed ischemic stroke or TIA, and cardiovascular death. So that composite did not include any intracranial bleeding, so it did not include hemorrhagic stroke, and that composite endpoint was reduced by 12%, which was highly significant. But in parallel with that, we saw a 29% increased risk in major bleeding. And that was also a composite, and that included any intracranial bleeding, any sight-threatening eye bleeding, serious gastrointestinal tract bleeding, or other bleeding. All severe enough to get people into hospital, need transfusion, or be fatal. So overall, what we see is that the benefits from avoiding heart attacks and strokes was largely counterbalanced by the increased risk of major bleeding. And this is an important finding because there's been major uncertainty about whether or not aspirin should be used routinely in this group of patients. We also tested the fish oils, and we did not see any benefit from the allocation to fish oils. So we saw just as many vascular events among those who got the active fish oil capsules versus those who got the placebo. They did appear to be safe, but we couldn't find any evidence that they were beneficial.